Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the fourth and last budget check-in for August. So we're doing the week of the 23rd to the 29th and then throwing in the 30th and 31st, which I put up here because August started so late into the week that they didn't quite fit down here. So I have more days than normal for a week, and even on the days that are actually in the week, I spent money. Let's just put it that way. So not entirely proud of this week savings or spending wise, but I do know that I didn't go over budget in any of my categories, and I did want to talk about that just really quick. It may seem like I have just like really high amounts or budgets for each of my categories, and they are a little bit higher than normal this month because July was a 3 paycheck month and I always budget monthly. So typically I'm budgeting for only 2 paychecks. So when I do have a 3 paycheck month, I definitely put a lot of that into savings, but I do also allow myself some more money for each of my, not each of my categories, but a lot of them, just because it doesn't happen very often. And it's just a fun kind of way to treat myself a little bit. So I didn't spend all of that stuff in July, and most of my spending categories I do go ahead and roll over any leftover money. So that's why there was still a larger budget in August. But let's get into it because I'm probably being boring. So we're starting with Sunday the 23rd. And right off the bat, we have a very large spending, and I actually think I still have some left on this sheet, so we'll use that up. I spent $124.22 at Shop Jessica Hart's. I don't think I've shopped at her shop. I don't think I've shopped with her in years, and I went onto her website and not only found cute stickers, but she also has a little boutique on there now. So a big chunk of this is actually clothes that I bought, so I don't feel too bad about that. You'll see later I do have a Stitch Fix expense just because I have not been loving my clothes lately, and when I don't feel good in what I'm wearing, I just don't feel good. So I am trying to restock up some clothes, so I don't feel totally bad because that is not all on stickers. Next, same day, I do have an adulting purchase. My last CVS of the month, for whatever reason, Sundays became CVS days, so this was just for $8.36, which isn't too bad. Okay, so there is that. Then that is it for the 23rd. So we should be good with that. The 24th, I only have one expense and it is big. So don't be proud of me quite yet, but I did spend $85.87 at the Cheesecake Factory. My mom works at a school, which, as you all probably can imagine, is not a super happy place to be right now, just with the pandemic, and we're still in a state of emergency in our state. So it was kind of rough for her, and that Monday was the first day of like her first full week, so I decided to treat my family with some cheesecake. So we did get it delivered, and we got 3 meals and 3 slices of cheesecake. So all of that considered, I don't think $85 is super bad, but of course it is higher than I would typically spend on dinner. But it was kind of a, I don't want to say special occasion because that it was, but you know, difficult. So on the 25th, I have an expense from Rose Colored Days. She came out with these like glitter header tapes, which I will show in a haul video coming up, but I spent $25.05, and I'm really happy about this purchase because I do think it is going to save me money in the long run, because buying just sheets of glitter headers. Obviously a lot of kits come with them now, and that is my preference, but if they don't, buying them separately is not always the most cost effective, and having just way more amount of glitter headers in a tape for a similar price as one sheet, I'm hoping will save me money in the long run. So that's why I purchased those. Also, they're just super cute. Moving on to the 26th, we have a couple of expenses. First, as I mentioned, I did sign up for Stitch Fix. I've gotten it in the past, but I haven't gotten a box in a while, and they initially charge you $20 for the styling fee. This will count toward anything I purchase from the box, so hopefully I get at least something I want, but it will take this $20 off of one of those items, so hopefully that is all worth it. The other thing that I purchased on the 26th was something for work, and I'm gonna put it under adulting even though it is Amazon, which is typically a spending category for me, but it's for a video that we're making at work, and I will eventually get reimbursed, so it doesn't really count, but I'll count that reimbursement as extra income. So that's it for the 26th. On the 27th, I made a couple of purchases. So first I have a spending from the Planning Dancer, which is funny because that is the shop that I'm using the vast majority of the stickers you'll see in this planner from. It's just gonna say the Planning. Sorry, Jordan. My handwriting's too big to fit your whole shop name, but I'm sure if you've seen any of my budget videos before, you'll know that Jordan is one of my internet friends, my planner besties, just an all-around amazing human, and I do get my budgeting stickers from her. So everything you see here except for the pay credit card and the little bill dues are from her shop. So I did purchase next month's September stickers, so stay tuned for that. I'm actually going to be posting my September setup this Friday, so 2 days from now if you're watching this the day it goes up. And then the other thing I purchased on the 27th was I did buy lunch, and sorry, I feel like I'm like not communicating well. I don't know why I took this off before I wrote on it, because I never do that, but that's okay. I don't know if I'm just tired or thoughts just aren't coming out of my brain, but hopefully you're bearing with me even if this video is a little boring. So I spent $18.26 at Panera for lunch, which is kind of a lot, but I am not counting it against me because Jordan made me. That's all I'm gonna say. And then I did also order dinner and got that delivered. So I did just get Chinese takeout, which was super good. It was $14.29. All right, and that completes the 27th. Thank goodness we do have a couple of no spend days. So I had a no spend on the 28th and the 29th. So didn't spend any money Friday or Saturday, which was really, really good because I feel like those are days where I'm more likely to shop around online. Although this week, some of that happened earlier in the week, but that's okay. Last 2 days up here. So on the 30th, I did buy food for my family again. So I spent $60.61 ordering pizza for my fam, and it was real good, and it also provided me lunch on Monday, so and my dad dinner tonight actually. So not too upset about that. Monday I did have 2 expenses. One I'm gonna put under adulting, even though it was not a very adult thing of me to do. I, for the first time I think ever, didn't pay my credit card off in full. And it's the reason that's so dumb is because I don't ever put any charges on my credit card that I don't already have the money for. I typically just use my credit card to build credit, and because it's a safer way of making purchases than debit cards, especially online, but I never put anything on my credit card that I couldn't just pay for out of my checking account at that point. So there was no reason for me to not pay it off in full. I honestly just forgot. And so I did get like a finance charge for that because I do have interest on my credit card. So that was $6.59. So again, not a very adult thing of me to do, but I am putting it under adulting. And then the last thing is just a $20 charge under spending. I work in healthcare, and one of my coworkers does a lot of like marketing for heart and vascular, and she is kind of organizing a virtual heart walk, and she was selling t-shirts. So I definitely wanted to support her, and I spent $20 on a shirt. So I will pull out my weekly check-in and we will go from there. One thing I did want to note, I don't know if anyone noticed this last week, but I wrote that I had a tropical smoothie purchase for $52.09 and an Amazon purchase for $52.09. That was not some crazy coincidence. This Amazon purchase was actually, and I'm just gonna cross it out and like put a little arrow, it was actually $53.74. So super close, but not the same. So I did get a little mixed up, and I'm gonna make sure I add that like dollar and whatever, I can't do math, to my spending for this week, just to make sure it comes out even though it is just like a couple dollars, not even a couple dollars. Okay, so let's start with that so I don't forget, and we'll just start with spending because it is at the top. So just to make sure I don't mess up the math, I'm gonna do $53.74 minus $52.09. So it's $1.65 that I was off by. Then we'll do plus $124.22 plus $25.05 plus 20 plus $9.68 plus 20, $200.60. Not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be, even though it is clearly my highest spending category of the month. We'll total at the end. Let's just get the categories down. So for food, this one is going to be high. So we have 85.87 plus 14.29 plus 18.26 plus 60.61. So 179.03. Again, highest in the category for the month. Then we'll go into adulting. This one will be a little bit lower. I have 8.36 plus 22.52 plus 6.59. So 37.47. We did a lot of the adulting spending up at the front of the month, so glad we didn't beat it down at the bottom. So let's add our totals up. So 260 plus 184.84 is 385.44. For food, we have 187.93 plus 179.03, 366.96, and then for adulting we have 523.01 plus 37.47, and look at that, I just got a PayPal charge, but that is for September. So 560.48. So big numbers here. I do want to take just a couple minutes to talk about kind of what this means, how this month went, because I'm not going to do a separate budget wrap-up video like a lot of people do, because I go through and I look at my really broken down categories, not just these categories. I will show you, if you haven't seen my videos before, I do use this insert from Happy Planner to really break down each of these categories and write down what I actually spent from all of them. The only category I went over in this month was medical, and that's because I did put my contacts and eye exam that I purchased at the beginning of the month, which is where this adulting comes in so high, but because I'm under budget and everything else, I can just move some of those funds over, make sure it's all even, and figure out how much rollover I have for next month. So these are a little bit spendy, but I did have that unexpected expense right there at the beginning of the month, and the rest, it just is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna work on wrapping this up off camera right now so that I can set up my September budget. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned until Friday to see if we can have a better month and how that kind of goes. I already know a couple things I'm going to switch up and do differently, so if you're interested, definitely stick around for that. And until then, thank you guys so much for watching and have a good night. Bye guys.